often a coach is a paid professional who gets to have sufficient understanding of your work, and they are skilled at getting you from where you are to where you need to be. And there are situations you may not even know the challenges you have and that you need to get from one place to the other, but the coach sees that and is able to support you to transition. 1 second, I'm going to ask for more lighting for my YouTube. The lighting doesn't look so good. Can you please help me with my lighting to bring it a little closer? I have very little lighting here for some reason. Today's session, guys. I apologize. Right? So remember that I have very specific goals that I want to reach. I am paying, because coaches usually, you don't get free coaches. Coaches are professionals whose job is to support you to reach your goals. Unlike a mentor often, more often than not, is volunteering their time. They really see great potential in you. They want to help you get somewhere, and so they give of themselves willingly. A sponsor as well is a person who knows you don't, actually paying a sponsor would be bribing somebody to put in a good word for you. So no, we're staying ethical, guys, because we're purpose-driven leaders, right? A sponsor just thinks you're doing amazing things. They want to vouch for you, want to put in a good word for you, and so they do. But a coach is somebody that's paid. And if you're going to part with your money for somebody to help you reach specific goals, you need to know exactly what to ask them for, or at least come with where you feel stuck and they can help you get unstuck and move forward. So one of the things that I wanted to do, the way I've structured it today, is to give you scenarios where you may need a coach. Now, I am assuming here I'm speaking to professionals who are in career or business, and they're looking to move towards a certain goal, or if you don't have a specific goal, a certain trajectory. This is my assumption. So a lot of what I will say will, yes, be personal, but leading towards you achieving specific career and business-based goals. So the first thing is, the scenarios that you may be experiencing or come across where you need a coach is, for instance, number one, you just don't know whether you are the right person or the right place doing the right thing. You just feel as if surely there must be more to life than this. And you don't know what that more could look like, but you want to explore. Or it could be that you do have an idea of where you want to go, but you just don't know how to get there. So I've started out in my career, and I know I'm not speaking to people who've just started out. I'm speaking to the minimum mid managers, right? You are in your career at the moment and you're looking to move to the next level. And maybe you're very clear about what that next level is. But you're unable to get yourself from where you are to where you want to go. A coach can help you with the process. This is why I want you to understand, yes, you could, have discipline, and you could have motivation, and you could set your goals specific, measurable, attainable, results oriented, and time bound goals to get to certain places and get there. But what a coach does, and you will see here, is not only help you start out well and give you direction on how to get there, but they walk you through the process to make sure that you actually stay on track and deliver timely, and of course, improve the skills, whether it's be able to achieve the financial goal. So you have very specific goals, and it's not enough to say, but yeah, okay, I got that. I know that. Like, that's something I would do. It's key for you to also understand life happens in between. And I'll share scenarios where life happens to you, or this is how I often put it. If I knew what I need to do to solve my problem, I would have done it by now. I wouldn't need a coach. So by virtue of the fact that I am stuck, or maybe I am unclear, or maybe I'm clear about where I want to go, I just don't have a roadmap there, means I need help external from me. Coaches have coaches. I have coaches. The coaches I look up to have coaches. And it goes on and on and on. Because no matter how good you are at the level you're at, for the level you want to go to next, you will need somebody that's, not only are they familiar with your journey, coaches don't have to understand you, and they don't have to be from your industry. They don't have to have experience in your industry, but they must understand, that's why they're categories: career, and what a career path and career development is like, or career management, or succession planning. They should have an understanding of business so that they can coach others in business. Doesn't mean they have to have done the same business as you, doesn't mean that they have to be in the same industry as you. Or if it's a life coach, how to help a person transition. And what I do, honestly, as I'm supporting you in your career and business, I also dabble, let me use that word, into who you are as a person and where you want to go as a person. So yes, we're setting career or business goals, but it is the person, you, that needs to make certain shifts and adjustments in your life and has to be willing to take that journey to get there. So the result is your destination. In between, there is a process that if you could do on your own, you wouldn't be stuck, or you wouldn't be lost, or you wouldn't be unclear, or you wouldn't be spinning your wheels and going around in circles. It means you need someone external. You need a coach. And then we come back to character. And I often talk about, character and competence and connection. Why? Because it is so key to start with the person, who you are, what you believe about yourself and others, how you stand by yourself and others, and how you want to win. Because I said this to somebody the other day. I just said we all win differently. There was something that they'd done, and they're saying, "Oh, I hope you didn't take offense." Anyway, we meet all kinds of people out here in the professional realm, and I said, "Hey, we all win differently." So you might find people are winning, which is why yesterday I said you cannot just have any old person next to you, because some people, yes, they're at the top of their game, but whoa, what they did to get there, you're like, no, it's okay. That's not it. I'm not going to win on those terms. We win differently. So now, if you are unclear, that's what I said initially, and you just don't know, am I the right person? Is there more? I feel as if, don't get me, I hear these comments a lot from people. Don't get me wrong. I am grateful for my work. I am grateful for my business. I'm grateful for the level of success I've achieved. It's more than where I'd started out, but I just feel as if there is more to me. I feel like there is more I can do. I feel like there are greater heights that I can get to. I don't know. Am I being ungrateful? Is there actually something else? And often you feeling unsettled is an indication of there is actually more, and you're settling. Even if settling to you, because I know I'm speaking to leaders, even if settling to you is still greater achievement than most people, you still know when there is more to you. And then with directions, somebody would say, I'm actually clear about who I am and what I want and how to get there, but I just feel as if I'm not clear. I'm clear about what it would look like should I get there. That's clear to me. But how to go from here to there, that's a mystery. What is that about? Can you help me with that? And another thing is, sometimes people know who they are, where they want to go. They know what it would look like when they get there. Some people even have a roadmap. They know exactly what is required of them to get there. They just don't have the commitment. And you need a coach for that too. It's like, yes, I know. And in many areas in life, it's not that people don't know what is required of them, what is there to do. It's just like, I'll do it someday, somehow, or I should be grateful. We have this saying in Swahili, Mungu anipe, like, what more should God give me? I've got all I need. Like, now I'd just be ungrateful if I were to ask for any more. So people are just complacent. You look around you and you're doing better than most people. So, if there was a comparison, you're fine. But you actually know, you could be more, you could do better. So how do we go about, well, wait a second. I've got a few more scenarios. So from clarity, direction, and your commitment, right? At all of those interjections, you would need a coach. I'm not clear, or I'm clear, but I don't know how, or I know how, I just don't seem to have the commitment. Like, left to my own devices, if I don't have accountability, this is not going to happen. 31st of December will arrive. I will say I am going to press the reset button. I'll do this again next year. 31st of December, the next year will arrive. And I'll be like, look, if somebody else doesn't help me as a coach, as an accountability partner, I'm stuck, right? So I want to talk about getting stuck, because many a times it's people coming in feeling stuck in career and business. Because here's the thing, to get to where you've gotten, even if you made decision at the time, you were clear that's what you wanted to do at that time, and you got into something. For you to go to a coach at this interjection, at this point, it's you saying, I feel stuck. Like, I've been here, whether you've been here for a long time or you're doing something. One of the things, I think Steve Harvey said this. He said sometimes you're off, spending your time, spinning your wheels, going out there, getting it, and then you realize, I'm successful, but my ladder to success is leaning on the wrong wall. I have had, I'm sure, at least 20 people in the past 2 years telling me, Modesta, I am at the top of my game, but this is not where I wanted to be. Like, I just kept on going after I got in, because I'm a performer, because I also deliver. I just kept on going. The promotions were coming, the raises were coming, the opportunities were coming, and I was just taking them. But now that I look back, I'm like, what am I here? I don't want to be here, really. So then what are we going to do about that? I want you to consider, for you to understand that you need a coach for you to win, for you to reach your goals, for you to reach, the vision that you have for yourself. If you have one, if you don't, we'll talk about that too, for you to fulfill your purpose. Some people are stuck, not just at the clarity, but in the direction and in the commitment, because either, number one, they messed up in the past. So something didn't happen for them in the past, and they feel as if, no, I am holding myself back. I realize this job is my safety net. Like, I'm good here at this job. I realize that where my business is right now it's comfortable. I've got my clients, I'm meeting my monthly, expenses. My people are paid, well enough, and I'm established here. I do not want to rock the boat. I don't want to take any additional risk, because I did something in the past and that flopped, and I'm not going there. And so your voice in your head is telling you, oh, and maybe you're not conscious of it, but subconsciously you're like, no, I'm good. I should be grateful. I've got a job. I'm earning money every month. I'm good. Or, an opportunity comes up and you start talking yourself out of it. Oh, if I take this opportunity, that means I'm spending more time at work. That probably means, there's greater exposure to my work, because before, maybe you were, Benjamin's like, I was waiting for you in FB. FB won't work. I tried both computers. Somehow, I think they've updated their live settings, and I got lost. So I just thought, rather than not have sessions at all, I'm out here on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for shifting. I will post this video later on Facebook and explain what happened. All right, moving on. So you could be in a situation where you're like, let me not do anything extra, because it will require more of me. And either you are unsure as to whether you can step up to anything greater. And oftentimes it's because there's this imposter syndrome. You feel as if, I don't even know how I made it here. So I don't even trust me here. It's going well. I kind of mastered it. Maybe I'm good. I am not risking it by going out and doing more. You may not hear yourself saying this. You may not be conscious of yourself saying this, but when you get to sit with a coach and they probe, you realize, oh man, I'm risk averse because of something that happened in the past. The other incident is that you are just fearful of the future. right? You maybe had hustled, you had challenges in life, you're finally, things are finally, let me move a little bit. Things are finally looking good for you. You've got a good job, it's secure, or you've got your business established, and right now things seem to be stable, and you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to take on anymore. Maybe you're in this market, you're sure of this market, you know this market, you don't know what it would be like to start in a new market, and so you remain where you are. And a coach can help you get unstuck, because this is the thing I want you guys to know. You have what it takes to get to where you want to go. A coach doesn't give you anything extra. A coach pulls out of you what you already have, what you already are, the potential that's lying there, simply because there's some talking you're saying to yourself that's saying no. And they can help you with the strategies, the tactics, the processes, the methods to get you to shift your thinking and to get you to start applying, whether they be principles, strategies, tactics, to getting you to where you need to go. Your coach, even if they're an expert at coaching, you are the expert in your life and in your field, and they just bring you out. And of course, coaches will say difficult things. Coaches will touch areas which so far you hadn't really addressed. And they will say, look, I see you. I see that you can actually reach this goal in the next 12 months. Or I can see how, you can shift this to be this instead. But there are things you're saying to yourself. Like, you've created a whole story and you have believed that that would be too much, that would be too great a risk. Especially, this is a third area where people mostly get stuck. When they're doing life with other people and they do not know what those people's reactions will be, or they don't want to upset those people. So people will tell you how this won't work for me to aspire for that position, because I will have to maybe go to another place, or that will require that I do this extra courses for it, and maybe my spouse will not be okay with that. Or we started out in this position with everybody else, and my colleagues will think as if I want to be better than them, and I don't even know if I would be able to supervise them, because they'll be like, look, you're no better than us, we've been working with you. Or in business, you're saying, okay, I don't make decisions by myself. I have partners, or I have my spouse or family, and I don't want to. And so you tell yourself you're comfortable not moving because you're thinking we and the other person, the other people may not. You may not have even asked them. You may not have even shared with them. But you put your entire life, career, business, and potential to grow and have impact, you put your entire life and everything in the hands of other people. And you tell yourself you truly do not have any power other than what the collective agreed. Now, how many people who've done great things did you see starting out with a large group of people, and that large group of people move together? It's often the one person who sticks their necks out, they want to do something significant, and other people later join them. Or they meet like-minded people and they're able to do things together. You will seldom start and do great things as a group. You will seldom start and do great things because everybody around you thinks it's great. Actually, more often than not, when you start your journey to doing great things in your career, in your business, whether it's ministry, whether you want to have impact in your country, whether it's political or industry or whatever else, most people will be like, why are you even trying to go there? Why do you want to, upset a very good thing you've got going right now to do that? Do you know that will cost you extra money? Do you know that, you're going to go to uncharted territory? People even say, where have you seen a person like you do that? Where have you seen another woman getting into that industry? Maybe it's petroleum. Where have you seen people like us be able to go out there and get that kind of money from banks? Where have you? And so these thoughts you're imagining that other people think of you, keep you locked in the same place, keep you stuck. And then, of course, the other thing, which more often than not, people will say to me is, Modesta, Truth is, I don't have the time, the energy, the commitment. I am already working somewhere. I already have this business, and the business keeps me so busy. I don't have time to do this. And so we allow ourselves to stay at a certain level, a mediocre level, a lesser level, a comfortable level of existence when you could thrive in your career and your business. And that's where you would need a coach. It's not that you may not know, you probably know. It's not that you may not know how to get there, you probably have the direction. It may not even be that what's the other thing that I wrote? That you haven't counted the cost to get there, but it could also be just commitment. And I have had several situations, I regret to say, where I've worked with people that were not committed. So they'd share that they're stuck. And as you're listening to them, because remember, the coach doesn't have your answers, you have the answers. As you're listening to them and you're seeing their greatness and all that they can be and do should they want to, and you start to work through what it would take. And I want to go through a simple model, a coaching model that people use. You then get to find out they're not really stuck and they want to get out. They don't have a willingness. So they're going to leave coaching, understanding who they are, where they can go, and how they can get there. But very few of the people that go through the process, unless they allow you to speak into their life and help them through the process, will stick to it because their willingness wasn't there. So I want to share a coaching model. And I think you can even do this, right? You can speak to yourself. By the way, the one voice that you hear more than any other is your own voice. The one voice that you trust more than any other is your own voice. So if you are speaking negatively to yourself, if you are making, let me call them justifiable reasons, AKA excuses for why, a person like me from a place like I come from and from what I tried in the past and it didn't work, and knowing the community I come in and the people I'm doing life with, and knowing what it's like with my boss and our colleagues, and understanding where my business ranks in the market, all of those things. When you start talking to yourself, justifying to yourself why your salon, why your barbershop, why your bakery, why your supermarket, why your export business needs to stay where it does, understand you're doing yourself a disservice. So how about we do this exercise? Be your own coach before you even look for a coach. And I want you to write these things down. You guys thought there'd be no homework today? There is homework today. What did somebody say? Modesta with the swag. I have sweat. I have what? 40 this year, and I still got swag. What? Okay, fine. The one voice you trust more than the other is your voice. Yes, Bobby, the one voice you trust more than the other is your voice. Listen to this. I want you to write this down. I want you to write grow, but don't write it grow going across. Write GROW, right? So G is for goal. Now, some people are stuck. I don't even know what my goal is. I just feel like I'm not right. There could be more. I'm not doing things well. Things are not going well in my business. Things are not going well in my career. Things are not going well in my ministry. Things are not going well, but I can't even pinpoint what is not going well. Can you help me? So there is that scenario, but there's some scenario where people can articulate, or maybe you can simply say, I want to get unstuck. I don't even know what's holding me back. So at first, getting unstuck could be a goal, right? And a coach will probe further. So what does that look like to you? And you can say, well, at the moment, honestly, like there are months I haven't even had any business. Like I've had no customers, but I still have to pay rent. I still have to pay taxes. I still have to pay salaries. I still have to pay, for utilities and transport and communication, because you know how it is in business. So to me, getting unstuck would be consistently earning, and you give a figure, maybe, in the month. And by the way, you really need to know your business and your personal budget so that when you're making decisions in life, you have these numbers in mind, both what you want for your business, but what you want to take home to further your personal financial impact goals, right? So You're like, all right, so this is the goal. Next thing is, all right, what are we talking about here? What is really the reality right now? You're like, what the honest truth is that I'm a one man or one woman show. And so there's only so much that I can do to reach out. Or, if it's a career based thing, you could say they keep me so busy in what I'm doing. I read yesterday somebody said a salary is a bribe that they gave me to stop, work so that I can stop working on my dream. I was like, whoa, a salary is a bribe they give you to make you stop, thinking and working on your own dream. But anyway, so next thing is, what's the reality? Like, what's truly going on right now? What are you experiencing? And you could say, look, I'm worked too hard at what I'm doing. There's no way that I can also aspire for that qualification. Maybe you want to study for something, or with the challenges of where I am right now, I can only imagine what taking on that next role is. So the reality is, if I want my life to be a lot more calm, if I want to have more balance and time to myself and my pursuits, maybe I don't want to go for a promotion or whatever it is that you're saying in business. So you had a goal, you'd like to get somewhere. Maybe in career it's a promotion, maybe in business a specific income goal. And now the reality is this. The reality is your stuckness. The reality is where you're performing at less than you would want to for your career and your business. Or it could be, your personal life. Then you start exploring. So what are the options? What can you do? So I want you to do this for yourself as well. Ask yourself, what's my goal? Here I am and I feel stuck. What's my goal then? What do I, or if you can't think of a specific, a measurable achievable, results bound, time bound, and this is SMART goal. If you can't think of a SMART goal, just picture what would it look like if you were unstuck? What would make you feel as if I've moved to the next level? And write that down. Then look at, but what's my reality? Like it's one thing to dream and kind of aspire for something. What's the reality I'm with? And family might come in. The reality is that I'm taking care of my siblings and I'm helping out with my parents as well. The reality is this is happening. The reality is I can barely, get by with my salary, and so I don't have disposable income to invest in this thing that I want to do for myself, whether it's starting a business or going for extra qualifications or whatever it is. And then when you go from the reality, you move to O, right? GRO. O is options. So what are the options? What are some of the things you can do? Let's say with the career thing. Well, what I can do is, I could maybe delegate to somebody else some of my work so that I can make time. Or maybe what I can do is I can start earlier in my day so I'm able to do certain things so I can make time, for my studies. If it's about that role, you could say, okay, the option is really maybe to ask somebody what it really takes, and see if there's flexibility in how I could do this additional role. So you start looking at things in your career, in your business. All right, so I'm on my own and I want to reach certain goals, but I just feel like I can't do that on my own. What are some of my options? Some of my options is I could outsource some of what I'm doing, or maybe instead of doing these things daily, I could do my accounts weekly, or maybe rather than going out to see clients every day, I could do some of the things that I'm doing online. So you start looking at options of how to get yourself unstuck. And you can do this in your mind as well. Look at options, right? So what is my goal? What do I want? What do I want to better? If you can't think of a specific goal, what do I want to be better? And what could that better look like for me? And if you can measure it, that's good. If you can give it, what is better? Better is, like I move from renting to having my own house. I go from one employee to having, three, so that, we can do more, whatever that better is. Reality is all the stuff that you're seeing. And it's important because you want to hear yourself say what you think is the problem, where you think you are stuck. So that when you come to options, it's options for the reality as you have framed it. So my options is this: I could do this, I could do that, I could do the other one. and you put in as many as come through. Don't start rationalizing your options of how you can get unstuck, of how you can reach your goal. Don't say it and then also tell yourself, don't be silly, that would never happen. Don't be silly, they would never agree. Don't be, I mean, well, why on earth would I think that would ever work? Don't do that. Do not second guess and do not talk yourself out of things. Just write out the options that you see as possible. And then the W is your willingness, really, your willingness to win. And you'd often hear coaches asking you, from a scale of 1 to 10, what is the chance, after you've narrowed down on the option that you now think you're going to go ahead with, right? From all those options, you get to choose what you think, you need to move forward. From a scale of 1 to 10, what is your willingness to actually pursue that? And you'll hear yourself speak. Sometimes people, and I think we all do, we all want more out of our careers and businesses. We all want more out of our lives. We actually do. We all want to, have greater peace and harmony in our homes. We want, our children to have a great future. We want to reach certain financial goals and enjoy the lifestyle that affords, the freedom that brings. We want to have impact in our work. We want it to be meaningful. We want to lift others as we climb. We want to, get to a significant level of contribution in our work. And so whether we've grown our businesses or we've had the promotions and we've transformed things from our organizations, I actually believe everybody yearns for more. But many people get stuck on the reality of what is going on right now. And if you feel as if you want more, but you just cannot see, looking around your life, how that more could ever be, you need a coach. Or you get to a point where you've even thought of the options and you talk yourself out like, where will I even get money to do that?